Having a will does not make the probate process any cheaper or any easier. All it does is give direction on how you want your assets to be distributed. In fact, having a will can make the probate process more expensive and more complicated because people will typically contest a will, and so they're going to have to bring in multiple sets of probate attorneys to argue about the contents of that will, the validity of it, and how those assets are being distributed, and whether or not it's fair. So it jacks up the legal fees, jacks up the complexity, and extends the timeline of the point between you passing away and your kids taking over the assets that you're trying to pass down to them. And so if you want to avoid all of this, you could do a couple different things to avoid the probate process. If you're looking at assets individually, if you're looking at just your home, you could do joint tenants for rights to survivorship, a transfer on death deed, or a ladybird deed. These will all avoid the probate process and go directly out to the co-owner or designated beneficiary. If you have financial accounts like a checking, savings, investment accounts, etc., you can name designated beneficiaries on those accounts. That money or assets will go directly down to your beneficiaries and avoid the probate process. If you want to put all of your assets inside of a revocable trust and control how that money gets distributed and managed, then you can do that. As an example, with a revocable trust, if you're thinking about your spouse and then your kids, you can put all of your assets inside of a revocable trust. When you pass away, it will avoid the probate process, and you can use those assets to take care of your surviving spouse throughout the remainder of their life, and then those assets will get passed down to your kids. And for your surviving spouse, if they are not the one that's good with money, which typically they are not if you're the one watching this video and setting up the revocable trust, you could have your kids manage those assets inside that revocable trust on behalf of your surviving spouse through the end of their life and take care of them. And so they don't have to worry about any of that, especially at the end of their life. And then those assets would be distributed out to your kids. Both points of you passing away and your spouse passing away, the assets will avoid the probate process. If you want help setting any of this up, click link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk some more.